Okay, we are up and running now. So I just wanted to share my screen real quick just to explain to you where I'm at here. So first of all, my name is Carrie Quall, for those of you that don't know me. And I just wanted to show you guys a picture of all of us directors. Because you know at least one of them, but since there's so many of us, I think sometimes it can get confusing. So Jamie Nelson, she's not pictured, but she's the top, and each line kind of just represents each, like, first street, second street, third street. So if you kind of think of it that way, so to see where we're all at. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of where you fall in this line. And as we become directors, we can fill these spots across the lines too. So just wanted to quickly brief you on that. But I want to go around the room and first of all, just kind of introduce ourselves. Say your name, where you're from, and maybe one of your big goals you have for this year and what that would mean for you and your family. I know, deep. Jess Lambert, I'm going to start with you, my dear.
All right. I'm Jess Lambert. I live in Valley Springs. What other things did you want, Carrie?
A big goal you have for this year and what that would mean for your family, you and your family.
To dedicate it to one goal, it would be earning Disney, because my daughter won't let me forgive me if we do not go to Disney next year. Like, the dates are planned out that we'd be back 3 days before my baby sister's wedding. So, but that's the big goal. But in progress, that would give us the other goals that our family is needing.
I love it. Perfect. Kayla.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm in Washington State. A big goal for me would be Disney and just kind of surviving this year. We've got a lot going on personally with family moves and kids and all that. So that's it.
Perfect. All right, Stacy Tucker.
I would say having a consistent show schedule with 4 to 8, and then having a, in that $2,000 to $4,000 party average or commissionable sales, so I can get that better paycheck to help with some debt that we have. So,
love it.
And earning Disney for the kids, because then they'll be like right before they leave for college and stuff. So it'd be great.
Love it. All right, Samantha.
Besides earning Disney, probably a more consistent show average with a little more pay to pay for the wedding and a house. So,
love it. All right, Karen, did I say that right first of all?
Yes, you did. So I'm Karen Brashler. I'm in Sioux Falls, and I guess my big goal for the year is earning Disney. My mom has already planned the dates so that she can go too. So my whole family's planning on going with me. So that's my big goal, is to get us there.
Love it. All right, Michelle.
Hi. So I'm Michelle, and I live in Greeley, Colorado. And my big goal right now is to maybe get 6 parties a month done.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love big, bold goals. Go for them.
Well, I've done 3 so far.
That's awesome. You're halfway there. Perfect.
Yes, I am.
All right, Courtney.
Okay. Hi, I'm Courtney. Sorry, my voice is a little raspy. I was working last night. I am in Sioux Falls. My big goals for this year, yes, Disney. And I do want to, I haven't had very much success with booking thus far, but I have high hopes. And I just set a fundraiser for this weekend. So, woohoo. And then I guess other than that, I just want to pay off student loans.
I love it. All right, Jess Jervik.
Hi, guys. My name is Jess Jervik. I live in Brandon, South Dakota. And can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. My short-term goal is to become more consistent. my long-term goal is, of course, Disney, like everybody else. However, along with the consistency, I'd like to keep up with the 6 to 8 parties per month so I can pay down some debt. And as a single mom, be able to just be financially sound.
Love it. All right, Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm in Sioux Falls. I guess my goal is to just keep booking parties and hopefully get a higher income, so maybe get some recruits underneath me and hopefully get to a director status.
Love it. Whoop, whoop. That's why we're all here, right? To get a little something more. Any of your directors, do you guys want to share at all? Let's have you guys introduce yourselves here at least. So Janelle, I'll have you start.
I'm Janelle Vierick, Larchwood, Iowa. And my big goal is really about the team. I would love to cheer 8 directors and advanced directors across the stage in July. So if you want to be one of those, be super committed to this class and hook up with your director every single week. Just attach yourself to their hip. Tell them when the good things happen. Tell them when you're stressed out and that it's not happening. Just really attach yourself to the hip and we can help you get there. People are promoting to director in 1 month. So we can do it in 6 weeks, right? We can do it in 1 month. That's my big goal.
All right, Crystal.
I'm Crystal Beckman and I am here in Sioux Falls too. And my big goal is to promote one of my directors to an advanced director, which means I have to have a couple of gals promote to director. And I actually have 3 in mind. So hopefully we'll have some big things going on the Lucky Charm team.
I love it. All right, Jeannie.
Hello, my computer camera is still really red. It's not a red house over here, but my big goal is, honestly, I want to re-promote myself, and I am looking for a director in my first line to promote and also cheer on just all the growth in directors in all the lines, because it's just so fun to see. It becomes a snowball effect, and people lifting other people up is just a beautiful thing to be a part of. And you know, we need to stay focused, and a class like this does just that. It helps you to stay on track. So I'm really thankful for it and excited to get going on another round. Thanks for leading, Carrie.
Yeah. And Jeannie Johnson.
Hey guys, I'm Jeannie. I'm from Sioux Falls, and I would say that the thing that makes me most excited is I really want to see some of these new guys and gals that have never been to Disney earn Disney. And to be able to be there with them and see their faces, that makes me more excited than anything. And to see them with their little people, and I know that the best way to do that is to promote to director. And so along with earning Disney, being able to see them walk the stage and have all those benefits of being director, that just moves me. So that's what I want to see happen.
I love it. Yeah, and for me, I mean, I think it's always good to set a few different types of goals, but one of my big goals is just a lot of adjustment for me. So for me to replace my full-time income, because I'm planning on quitting here in a little over a month. We officially sold our house today and bought a house, and craziness is going on in my life. So yep, within less than a month I'm moving. I just had a baby. I'm still on maternity leave, and life is nuts. But amidst all of that, I know I can work hard, and therefore, if I know I can do it, I know all of you can do it, because I've seen it. I've seen your guys' work, and I'm excited as well to see all of you walk stage this conference because you're going to do it. So I always say we're all busy. We all have a struggle, but hard work is so rewarding and you can make it happen. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, an hour when you can. We all believe in you. And so I'm super excited to kick things off. So if you're feeling like you're behind right now or you're in struggle bus lane, let's move you to the carpool lane. Okay. So we've all been there. We all started as consultants. I remember before I started my Director Bound program, I had one party each month. Started Director Bound, and the month after it ended is when I promoted. So just want to give you guys a story. It's possible. And like Janelle said, people are doing it in 30 days. You can do it. So hard work pays off. Okay, so this training series will be 6 weeks. So this is the first of 6. We will be done March 24th. And just to give you guys an idea as well, as far as what does that look like to be a director? So first of all, how many active consultants do you have in the month you promote? 5. Look at you guys in your hand. Love it. Okay, how much in personal sales do you have to have?
Minimum of 750.
You got it. As a team, 5,000. You got it. And then one of the things that I think a lot of people get confused about, once you promote, say you promote here in February, okay? In the month of March, you don't need to have 5 active people. You just need to pay your rent. Your rent as a whole is 5,000. If you as one person wants to do all 5,000, you can. The rest of your team doesn't have to contribute. However you want them to, of course, but you don't have to continue. That's just your promotion. So I just want to make that clear for you guys too. And of course, there's steps along the way. Senior consultant is 1, team leader is 2, and there's a few little requirements with some of those too. So with this program, we're going to hopefully have a lot of fun and interaction. You're going to have lots of support. So right now, you guys have all been working on bookings, and I'm going to give you a few tips here, but we really want you guys to book 8 parties and hold at least 6 of them, because you're going to have some cancellations. We want to be prepared for that. And you're like, oh my gosh, that seems crazy. You can do it. A lot of us have done it. We put some hard work in where we had maybe 0 or 1 show on our calendar and went up to 6, 8, 10. So you can do it. Don't say, you got to believe in yourself, and you know you can. Okay, just keep doing those affirmations. Why do we want you to do that many parties? So you get the practice you need. Practice makes perfect. Practice takes fear away. Do you remember my little intro call I said about the little girls that were on the side of a pool, you know, wanting to dive in? It scared the crap out of her. Do it afraid. But the more she did it, right, the more she's going to do it, the less fear she has. So same with this. The more you get practice in making those customer care calls and all the tips we're going to give you, the less fear you're going to have. Practice makes perfect. So after each call, we're going to have a call to action as well. And you'll just have a week then. So do that between now and the next Sunday. Okay, you want to also schedule a 20-minute call with your director. Your director may take 30 minutes. Okay, they might be chatty. But you want to make sure you contact your director. Okay? So we want you guys to be successful. We want you to want it too. We want to cheer you on. So this is just a chance for us to partner with you to help you achieve your goals. It's a team effort. And of course, we're all excited for you in this journey. It's a fun journey. So it's crazy, but it's great. And if you have hesitations after hearing everything I just said, these requirements, they are key to your success in this business as you work towards that more. And we want you to exceed. And if your why is big enough, so you guys all have these goals, and now you're going to want to get, well, why is that goal important to me? Because my kids' face are going to light up when we go to Disney. Because I'll never be able to provide them with a trip like that if I don't earn it. Whatever it may be for you, or paying off that debt, you know, what does that mean? What does it look like? Financial freedom, quit your job, get into a house you want, remodel your kitchen cabinets, I don't know. So just kind of really deep into that. If you treat it like a real job, it'll pay you like a real job. And if we let you off the hook, we're setting you up for failure, and we certainly don't want to do that. Okay, we want to partner with you. Okay, so I'm going to dive in here. We're going to talk tonight about prospecting and booking away from parties. Okay, so who has 4 parties or more right now on their calendar for February?
I do.
Put your hand in the air like you just don't care. Okay. All right. That's awesome. And we're going to keep, you guys, there's still plenty of time. So keep working towards that. Of course, we're going to keep working towards 6 and then 8, and you can do it. Now, one of the things as you think about, okay, I have 4 parties, one of the things you want to do is have a notebook. As you are working towards getting to that 8 parties booked, you want to keep a notebook, keep track of your stats essentially. Okay, I contacted 15 people, only 5 people responded, so I had a 2-way interaction with only 5 people, and of those people, only 1 booked a party. Why do you think you want to keep these stats? Why do you want to write this down?
Just so you know who you have contacted, and so that you don't contact them 3 or 4 different times.
Right, maybe within the week. Now you can still contact them 3 or 4 different times, maybe down the road, follow up. But it's also good so you know your average. If you know that you're going to get a booking in 1 in every 15 people you contact, and you need 4 more bookings, you need to contact 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to keep those stats. Okay, maybe your average is better. Maybe after 10 people you contact, 6 people respond back. You have a 2-way conversation and 2 people book. So your stats might be higher, but you need to know what they look like so you know how many you reach out to. So how many do you contact, how many 2-way contacts do you have, and how many do you book? So it's going to look different sometimes from week to week, but on average, you'll get a good average then. So let's talk about the importance of prospecting, reaching out. Why do you think it's important to reach out to people outside of your parties? So not within your parties, but outside.
Okay, so I will tell you from 20 years ago when I did this, that all the bookings came from inside my parties. And so it became the same people over and over again. And everybody got burnt out on it.
Yep. So one reason, right, to get different types of people, different groups. Yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. So instead of just hitting the same groups of people, now we can get different groups of people, different circles of family and friends. So outside of maybe you guys' family and friends, where do you think you could go to get bookings from people you don't know?
The grocery store, Paul Polito.
The grocery store, yeah. Laura Polito, she is a director with Pampered Chef, and she is great at this. And I'll talk about this a little bit more here. But how else besides the grocery store? Where else?
I was thinking of going to places that you can buy other competitive products and looking at them and looking with them and being if you are interested in this product, whatever it may be, and suggesting that you could get the Pampered Chef version for free if you hosted a party.
Yep, at Target section, right?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Anywhere else that you guys can think of?
The bank, any place that you do business.
Yep.
I actually dropped off treats to the Verizon store that gets lots of my business and handed out mini catalogs there. So
Absolutely. Hair salon, dentist, doctor's office. Shoot, I became really good friends with my OB. All sorts of different places. Even vendor fairs, right? Vendor fairs is a great place to meet people. Fundraiser parties. That's another way to get a lot of different people.
The casino.
The casino.
Those people love extra money because they love throwing it away.
Probably. So how else do you think is a great way to get bookings? Is there another place besides face-to-face?
Online.
Now, when
Sending private messages.
Yep, I was just going to ask that. Now, what's the best way to do this? Private messages. Do you think you're going to see it, and you've probably done it. I've done it a million times, so no shame. But do you think putting a post out on Facebook that just says, hey, I need 3 bookings. Who wants to party? If someone did that for another company, do you think, oh, yes, I'll do a party? Or do you think that personal message, like Jess said, if someone personally asks you, hey, how's it going? I thought of you because I know how much you love free products and how much you love cooking. You know, that private message, right? Or if you think about an invitation to just a random party, someone just puts it out there on Facebook, you might respond to it, but that personal invitation of saying, hey, you want to come with me to this party? And it might be a dance party. I mean, any kind of party, right? But you might go a little quicker. How do you think, with Facebook at least, how do you think you could maybe do a public post that could create stress to then get a party, besides asking straight out for a party? Because that usually doesn't work. Any other thought?
I listened to that call that was posted in the Facebook thing today, or I don't know when it was posted, but listen to it, and they mentioned, because I go live on Facebook and cook stuff, but it hasn't, drawn a whole lot. But then they mentioned posting 4 recipes and having people give input on what you should do next. And so I did that today, and so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna order groceries online on Wednesday for Thursday, so we'll see what comes, and then you're supposed to reach out to whomever's lost their vote and say, I'll make this for free for you and 10 of your closest friends, 20 of your closest friends.
Right. That's awesome. So yeah, so a free cooking party where you bring the ingredients rather than having the host buy them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to eat it anyways.
With that reminds me of vendor fairs. So maybe you have a drawing. Everyone could be a winner. Hey, you want a free cooking party? I mean, one person might win the can opener you had laying out, but everyone wants a free cooking party.
Exactly.
What else? Any other type of post you can do on Facebook that you guys can think of?
One for realtors.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you could even just Google realtors and email them and do something like that too.
Question, what is the realtors? Why them?
Well, some realtors, they like to give a gift to either sometimes their seller or their buyer for working with them. And so, yeah.
So it's like a housewarming gift.
Yep, like a housewarming gift, yep. Or apartments sometimes will do that too. I remember when I moved into one of my apartments, they had like a little pot holder with stuff in it, like an oven mitt. So sometimes they just like to give little gifts so they could have an oven mitt, one, but also like a whisk and a few other little things. Sometimes they do bigger things. Or even loan officers. They sometimes give gifts. I've seen that before for working with them.
Do the post regarding when we do the 60% off the cookware and just label it, because I'm pretty sure all of us who went to conference has got our workout responding privately to every single person who answered those questions.
Yeah. So when you look at the host special, so cookware is coming up here, I believe in April. So we're not there yet, but when that comes, you can say which piece would you like to get for free? A, B, C, have pictures, right? And they all respond below, but then you private message them. So I did that for stoneware month. I just said, hey, which of these would you like? I didn't put all the stoneware out there. I put 4 pieces or sets. And then once people responded, I private messaged them. And I got 2 extra bookings for February, but I got 2 for the future. I'm okay with the future ones. Yes, I would have liked a few more for February, but hey, I'll take 1 for March and 1 for April, right? So you focus on the month that you need to get filled first. You always offer that first. But, if they say, oh, well, March, take it, write it down, pencil it in, get a date. No matter how far, even if it's not till June, get a date, right? So making it personal, right? You want to connect with them and form as much of a relationship as possible. Hey, I saw that you posted on my my drawing, my giveaway, maybe if you were doing a giveaway. Or I saw that so I know you love stoneware. I'd love to help you get some for free or discounted. What do you say? I've got this or this date open. Offer your first 2 dates. You don't have to offer you don't have to do a month. You don't have to say, would February, March work better? No, would February 17th or February 24th work best to start your party? Right? So making it personal. You want to connect with them as much as possible. And it's all about helping them have fun, free kitchen tips and more. Right? Or the four F's, if I can remember correctly: fun, free, food, I think there's another.
Friends.
Friends. Yes, friends. Thank you. See?
Carrie, you just mentioned that thing about the loan officer.
Yeah.
And I've never even thought about that. But we got a free Roomba vacuum when we just bought a rental house. So I'm totally going to talk to her and be like, how could I get in there? What about a quick cooker? It's about the same price, right? Those Roombas are about $350, I think.
Right.
So
exactly.
Great idea. And one other thing that wasn't mentioned that I thought of was whenever somebody calls for a replacement, for something broken, they just want to buy something, turn it into a party.
Yeah, let's get you that for free. One other thing I recently, I have some fundraisers coming up, and I don't do them often, so I listen to a coffee talk. But one of the things they mentioned is when an organization asks you to donate something for free, instead of just donating something, you could say something like, well, why don't we do a party where we can get a bunch of products for free, and instead of just one basket, I can give you many baskets. So that's another way too to get a party, right? So if they're asking for a donation, I've never thought about this till I just listened to this about 2 days ago. But yeah, instead of doing just one basket, why don't we do multiple baskets? Let's do a quick little party, right? Great idea. I'm just like, oh my gosh, genius. Mine was blown. Like, so it's a double win there. It's a win-win. So let's see here. How do you think you can connect to people to build a relationship? Maybe. So you maybe do that public post asking them, and you private message them. I kind of talked about a little bit, but is there any other ways you feel like you can connect with them? Or certain words you can say maybe to connect with them? Okay, that's okay. So even just different things of just, like I said earlier, I know how much you love to cook. I know how busy you are, and I would love to help you make life in the kitchen easier, right? I know how much you hate to cook. I know how much you don't cook. I would love to provide some easy recipes that could create some excitement. Different things, right? Obviously, if you don't know them well, it might be a little bit more difficult, but especially if you know a little bit about them. And it's so much easier than, I think sometimes those posts are kind of nice where they comment below and then you private message them versus doing, so that's kind of like a warm ask versus maybe a cold ask where all of a sudden you just start messaging people. And there's nothing wrong with that either, but that's where you want to say, hey Susie, we have new products coming out and I know how much you love Pampered Chef, versus just simply messaging them saying, hi, I'm with Pampered Chef. Would you like to have a party? Right? It's a little bit more, you want to kind of connect with them. You want to talk to them and provide them something. It's not about you, but about them. So another thing I wanted to give an example of when you're in a grocery store. So when Jess mentioned that, so you're in a grocery store, okay, and maybe you're looking at making that new General Chicken stir fry, and you could just be around in the veggie area and go up to someone and say, hey, do you know where the red cabbage is? Play dumb. Hey, do you know where the cucumber is? Do you know where the zucchini is? Or whatever you're making. If you have maybe bring your Season's Best cookbook with you, or you have it pulled up on your phone, because who brings the Season's Best cookbook? Laura Polito does. But anyways, have it on your phone and say, hey, do you know where this is at? And they're like, oh yeah, it's over here. Be like, or say, hey, do you know where this is at? I'm making a delicious Pampered Chef General Chicken stir fry recipe. And they might be like, oh, Pampered Chef, I love Pampered Chef. So just getting yourself to kind of maybe say a line or two before you say, oh, I'm with Pampered Chef. So kind of warm up to them. Oh, hey, that looks interesting. What are you making with that? If they have something really strange in their cart. Laura Polito does this. She's really good at this. Been trying to do it. I'm not great at it, but practice makes perfect, right? And so once you mention Pampered Chef, wait a few seconds for them to say, oh, I love Pampered Chef. And even then, you could even say, if they haven't maybe heard of Pampered Chef, you could ask them, have you heard of Pampered Chef? Now, this is where a challenge we're going to have for you comes into play. So mini catalogs. So this is where you want to have mini catalogs with you at all times. And you can have a piece of paper stapled to the back of it, or you can have a sticky note on it. And this could be where you say, well, you know, after that you talk about, hey, have you heard of Pampered Chef? Oh yeah, I love Pampered Chef. Oh no, I haven't. Well, it's my job to give 10 of these mini catalogs away each week, and I'd love to give you one. And if you could fill this out, I will enter you into my monthly drawing. There's other words you can say as well, and I'll provide them on our page. But that's just one example of something you can say to have them fill that out. You can hand out mini catalogs all day, but it's just like putting it on Facebook without getting their information, without getting them to say, you know, something back. I mean, you're not gonna be able to reach out to them, right? You need to private message them on Facebook. You need to maybe text them or call them later. So you need to get their information. Handing the mini catalog out is great, but maybe 1 out of 100 times will you actually get them to call you back or text you, if that. You have to get their information. And then this is where you can do the follow-up with them. Hey, Susie, I handed this out to you. I met you at Hy-Vee. I met you at Trader Joe's, wherever you're at, whatever grocery store you're at. And you won my drawing. You won a free cooking party, right? You can use that again. Or if you want, yeah, they want a free canopper. You don't have to give any, like, a product away necessarily. So if you're doing a virtual party with them too, if they decide that's better for them, you could add it on to their host rewards. I mean, right, they get 20, 25, 30% off. So you don't have to pay full price either. And if you had to pay someone $10 at a party where you're making probably over $100 on, might be worth it, which might get you future parties, right? Don't feel like you have to give anything though either. So I'm going to put out some different words with that mini catalog challenge. So we are going to challenge you to put 10 mini catalogs in your bag or in your purse or whatever you carry around these days. Make sure you put sticky notes on them or a drawing slip, okay? So that way you can contact them.
If you do just, sorry, if you do just a sticky note, are you just wanting their name, number, and an email address?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's typically what I would do too. The nice thing about the drawing slip, if you have them, I would say do those first, but the nice thing about the drawing slip is then they can also mark on there whether they're interested in learning more about being a consultant, whether they're interested in having a cooking party, online party, they have those check boxes on there. So that's the nice thing about having them do the drawing form. So that would be the first preference, but if you don't have drawing slips, then yes, go ahead and do those sticky notes.
Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. That way you can get all that information too, so that way you can be like, oh, I see you still, you know, if you do follow up with them, oh, I see that you marked that you wanted a cooking party or an online party, or you were interested in our wedding registry. So all that kind of information. Yep. And then if you guys haven't already, of course, you can green dot, right? If you are texting, green dot, does anybody know what, tell me what green dotting is. When I say green dotting, because not all of you are going to know what that is, probably. What does it mean to green dot, people? Look at you guys. Let's learn something new. So green dot is when you're on Facebook, on the sides of the chat, and you can see all the people that are active on Messenger with a green dot. So if they're active, those are the people you're going to want to reach out to. And maybe your director gave you some words to use to book some parties right now. And if you haven't gotten them, ask your director for them. Okay, some words to use to help you get more parties. So you just private message those words then to the people that are active. Since they're active, they should hopefully respond to you quickly because they're currently on Messenger, right? Versus those that are, say, offline or what is it, yellow maybe? I'm not even sure what the other color are. But the green dots are those that are currently active. And usually you have like 150 people or more, it seems like. So it depends how many friends you have. But those are the people to reach out to. If you've been in this business for more than 6 months, reach out to your past host. Because we have a new catalog coming out, right? Some people book twice a year every time a new catalog comes out. Some people book twice a year every time we have double free product month. Some people book twice a year every time we have stoneware special, a cookware special. Some people really like a certain product and they will do it multiple times. Or they like to do a holiday party every year. What are other types of people that you could reach out to have a party? So we talked a little bit about fundraisers slightly, but even within fundraisers, who could we ask to do fundraisers for? Especially this time of year, we're approaching a certain season where fundraisers are a great time for a couple different types of things.
All the kids' is sport.
Yeah.
Like, I think every sport has got something going on.
Absolutely. What else? Or who else?
Church groups, mission trips.
Mission trips, churches. What typically happens in high schools around maybe April, maybe some in March, May, where they get all fancy and dressed up?
Prom?
Prom. After parties. Junior parents are usually raising money. Depends on what, our seniors, they're raising money. And in May,
Graduation.
graduations. But those could be more of a gift idea. But what other kind of fundraiser do people do in May? Maybe sorry, what was that?
Senior parties.
Yeah. But also Relay for Life, right? A lot of people do Relay for Life around May, do the Help with Cancer in May. We can get those going here. I'm doing one here in March for that, for Relay for Life, so they like to raise their money ahead of time. Okay, so beyond fundraisers, there might have been a lot of people that got engaged over Christmas. A lot of people are getting married here in maybe June or July and starting to think about bridal showers. So if you know people that are engaged, that's another great way. Or a post on Facebook that I've seen people do before. Hey, do you know anybody that's been engaged recently? Tag them below. You could do a drawing if you wanted to. You don't have to again. But that could be a way to get some people to comment. And then you can message them. So those are some different ways. Any other ways that you guys can think of on how to get, you guys gave a lot of great ideas, so I probably exhausted your brains, but any other ways to get bookings outside of parties?
Terry, I've gotten a couple bookings from my husband's coworkers that he works with directly, and 2 of them live in Oregon.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, right? So go through, that reminds me, go through your friends list, right? Go through your list of 100, your launch list, right? Go through that again. And even if you just started a week ago, go through it again and make sure you filled it out completely, right? You probably didn't fill it out. You fill it out halfway and stop. Fill it out completely and go through it and start calling your chicken list. The people you are like, no way will they have a party. Call them, text them, right? Those people, you never know until they say no or yes. You might be surprised. So lots of different ways that you can get those parties outside of parties. Customer care is obviously another way too. So party's been done. It's time to follow up with people. Hey, how are you loving your products? Oh my gosh, you got the quick cooker. Guess what? We have accessories coming out. I would love to help you to get them for free. Oh my gosh, you already have the stainless pans? Right? We have another one coming out. We got a wok coming out. Oh my gosh, you have all this baking stuff. You need the dispenser, right? Think about what tools they already have as you do your customer care. What can partner with that? What new products maybe can partner with it? What products are on our going out list that they need to get before they're gone? So always be doing customer care. Okay. So I will post the call to action, but we are going to want you to hand out the 10 new mini catalogs each week. What I talked about at the beginning, tracking your contacts and your ratios in your notebook. Make 15 contacts a week outside the party. If you are needing more parties though, you need to maybe increase that. Maybe you need to do 25, 30. Challenge yourself. Do a power hour. And make sure you're offering both bookings and even challenge yourself to say, hey, would you like more information about doing what I do and making extra income? Would you like more information? Would you like to be a fly in the wall? We just recently had an event on Facebook. Would you mind if I added you? All sorts of different ways to reach out to people. So we're not just reaching out. Yes, we're reaching out for bookings, but maybe you also thought of them because you would love to work with them. So we'll get to that more. But of course, we need parties so we can get in front of people first too.
Hey, Carrie.
Yes.
I love what you just said about that mixing thing. What would you think about doing a little video and showing them how to use that order history report to look up like the muffin pan and some of those things, to look up some of their customers?
Yes.
They might, I mean, not everybody might not, I don't know if everybody knows how to do that, so that'd be kind of cool.
Let me pull it up. I can quickly do that here, even.
Oh yeah, okay.
And Carrie, while you pull that up, I want to just say one more reason why it's important to track contacts is oftentimes I can feel like I'm working so much Pampered Chef because I could be in my office all day when I'm actually only asking 2 people all day because I'm thinking about asking people, but I'm not actually doing what I need to be doing. So when you're keeping track of it, it becomes more of a competition. And for myself, and I'm really competitive, so it's a good thing for me to do. But if I don't write it down, then I feel like I'm working when I'm actually not. So keeping track is super important.
Amen to that. I can get so busy looking at my numbers and other crap, going, oh, did I get an order today? But not doing any work. It's not real work. I'm doing cool, but I'm not getting accomplishing anything. So yes, excellent point. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 things. I'm going to show you what Janelle was just saying, and then I'm going to show you the last piece of your homework too. Okay. So if you're on Consultant's Corner, okay, I'm going to go to the home actually, sorry. If you're on home, you can even just do, you know, you can do full site down here. It's probably the best way to go about this. Under Selling and Recruiting Personal Business Reports, and you can do order history reports here, the top one. So here you can do your top selling products, all customers who purchase a specific product. So I could put, oh, do I need to actually know the code? I probably need to know the actual code, huh?
Yeah, somebody find the donut. Who's got a catalog right there? Just find the donut pan. I think that's a perfect one. It's harder than heck to get that dough in that donut pan.
Yeah, someone pull it up.
Here, I got the catalog.
Yeah. What's that index?
And
I don't know how many
donut
donuts.
pan is 100. It's 1 with 3 zeros and a 19.
1019-ish. I don't even know if I've sold a donut pan. Okay, I have. I don't. So these are, yeah. So now I can see, here's their name, here's their number. I can see where they're from even. You know, so now I can contact these people that have filled out donut pans and said, oh my gosh, you need this dispenser, right? Anybody that does any of the baking, if you have a muffin pan, if they've got the brownie pan, I mean, they're going to need this product, right? The mini loaf pan, sure, why not? All of those type of bakeware stuff, they're going to need this for. They're going to need that batter and dispenser. I love it. And I think that's great because the donut, then you can just kind of go in a circle. You don't have to use those decorating bags. That's a little messy. This is going to be really handy. The other thing, so for your homework, under Training and Resources, Director Bound Program, call number 1, and you're gonna wanna listen to, first of all, the mini catalog challenge. The information's there. Standard booking script. So if you want another script, maybe that feels more comfortable to you on getting those bookings, and then make it a network. This is an audio recording you're going to want to listen to, okay? So that's the last piece of your homework is listening to the Make It a Network. And again, I'll post that out there, but just seeing that. So that is with Heidi Toms and Courtney Cheney, if I said that right. Okay, so the last thing I want to leave you guys with before questions is you might think this training might be hard, but I will tell you that you can do it. And the hardest thing in life can be the most rewarding. And also, one of our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. All right, what questions? Any other comments? Ahas or questions?
I think that was really good.
Oh, good, thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you for letting me be part of this.
Yeah. It's always challenging, I always say. It always stretches you and pushes you. Life is probably going in circles right now around you.
Yes.
Here we all are. So know that you can do it. I know you're all busy. 100% believe it. Don't doubt it for a second, but we are here to help you and support you. So when you have successes, let us celebrate with you. And when you're having moments where you just need a little pick me up, let us help you.
Okay.
Otherwise, you guys can do it this week with those homework. We're going to have little daily things going out, daily dustings throughout the week to just help encourage you guys. And we'll be here again next week at 7:30. And don't forget to reach out. The other part of your homework is to reach out to set up a time for your director. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a phone call with your director after you do a little bit of the homework to just talk about some of your big takeaways.
Hey, Carrie.
Yes.
Could we, I just know that I have some consultants that are trying desperately to get more February bookings. Is anybody on here having success? And if so, what words are you using or what themes are you offering? Or do you have special, is there anything that, like, I just think this time where you guys can share, we can all share together, would be helpful.
Absolutely.
Reminding people how awesome our stoneware is. That seems to be where I have had some success there, is because we worry about our cookware, we worry about our quick cookers, our other power tools, but we got to remember our stoneware was our very first power tool.
You got it, girl.
And made in America.
That's it.
I have some words that I could share for getting catalog parties as a way of like pampering yourself for Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
So I'll share that script that I use to send messages out for that.
I love it. Yeah, don't forget about catalog parties.
This is Jess Jervik. Don't forget that I posted what I used from my inspirational Stephen Joseph, where I private messaged, I got into I think the K's of my Facebook friends. I literally went in and messaged almost every Facebook friend up to my K's.
That's awesome. How many parties did you get?
26.
Woo!
That's nuts.
And were you doing them one at a time? And were you just copying the script? Like, what were you, can we ask? What were you doing? Tell us more. Tell me more.
Love at first sight.
It was the same script every time for the most part. And I put a little bit more work into it to make it personable. So I didn't say just like, hey there. I replaced their name every time. And some of the people sometimes I would just put in like a personable little first sentence, like an opener. So it didn't sound so generic and robot-y, but I think one of the biggest things was don't make it look all full of emojis. Like that's what people are kind of sick of. This was just straight to the point. It was a little bit lengthy, but I got yeses.
You know,
And
Jess, I think the personal connection is probably what did that. And you guys,
Yeah.
we have Facebook in front of us. People are sharing what their poop looked like yesterday, almost. I mean, people overshare. So go look at their page before you send them a message. Like, see what's going on in their life. And then comment on that. People want to be noticed.
Yeah. And I think it's good too to change it up a little bit because you don't want to get thrown in Facebook jail either by sending this exact same message to 100 people. You'll get thrown in after 20 of the exact same thing. I mean, it seems like. So yeah, that's a good way to be careful of that and avoid that as well. So yeah.
One way, and Carrie, one thing that I did here, I don't have my video on because I look a mess, but.
Oh, come on.
one thing that I've done here is I took a piece of paper. Let's see here. I mapped out, if you can see, January, February, all the months. So I have 6 months on each page. And that's how kind of right now I'm keeping track of who my parties are and when they're booking. So it's just right in front of my face. I have that out at all times. But one of the ways that I'm getting around getting put in Facebook jail is I'm changing up their name every message and making like one personable topic sentence basically of my paragraph. And then I'm changing up my 2 dates that I'm offering. That's pretty much been enough not to throw me in Facebook jail.
Right.
And I'm still copy and pasting, and it's a little bit more work, but it has been worth it. Well, I mean, I got 26 parties, but there was enough for a couple of them to fall through. So I think I'm down to like 22, 23 because I had a couple of them go ghost on me, which is fine. I get it, but.
And that's what you prepare for. You overbook in a way because you are going to have cancellations too. That's super smart.
And I started this in January, and Janelle, was it like probably the second week of January, I kind of made my poop or get off the pot decision of my 1-year anniversary coming up. And that's kind of how I got my people to, I just asked them to celebrate with me my 1-year anniversary coming up in March. And I decided to commit and I wanted them to help me celebrate. And I got 6 parties before the end of January. So that was crazy because by mid-January, I pretty much didn't really have anything. And I had 6 parties by the time I went out of the month. So.
And that's really the piece that Stephen Joseph teaches. If you haven't listened to that, we should probably get that posted out here because it's a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. And if you can, like what she did, she took and added even a more personal spin to what Stephen was doing. But he has his new consultants do this. And so his script that he gives is completely like, I just started this. Have you heard of Pampered Chef? And he goes on about that. She just changed that part out. And so that's basically what I did with the one that I put out on the director's page, which I think we should also move into here now that we have our people in here. But you have to commit. You need to do 30 one day and do 30 the next day. Or maybe you do 20 and then 20 and then 20, right? But that's what he has them do. He has them commit to doing 30 their first day, 30 their second day, and their goal is to get 6 to 8 parties booked in their first month as a new consultant. And that's how he gets them off to a strong start. So we're gonna just call this a strong restart for anybody that's been doing it for a while, right? And it works. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing.
Makes me want to get my poop in a group and get 26 parties.
Stephen Joseph was my guy. So now he's kind of, I'd say also pick somebody not local to kind of follow and be not like a personal mentor, but more of a, like just somebody that you look for new ideas from rather than just kind of who's local. I know I get overwhelmed by everybody's ideas, and then I start feeling I'm behind with what everybody else is doing. I've shared that with Janelle numerous times that I compare my chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 15, and you just can't do that. So it's really nice, when it's local, because then you do feel like maybe it's a little saturated. But then when you go and you look at somebody else not local doing this, and you see that he did this all within 2 years, that was what was inspiring to me, and it made me feel like I could do it.
Yeah, and he went to executive director in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else anyone wants to share about how to get those more February bookings? We're not even to the 15th, guys. That's Friday. Have time. You can still, I know Kayla mentioned it not long ago, but where she sometimes is fearful of, oh my gosh, starting a party in 3 days. Yes, you want people invited to the party ahead of time, right? You never put a note on your door that's like, hey, come in, I'm having a party right now. By the way, it's already started. You invite people to a bridal shower ahead of time, a wedding ahead of time. You invite them ahead of time, so you want to invite ahead of time, right? But they sometimes can invite everyone just like that. And you can get a party going 3 days later. You don't have to be a week out. Now it's ideal, but it's possible.
Sometimes being spontaneous gets the best results because you don't allow people to think about it too much, and then they're like, oh, that's right, I really love this, or sometimes those impulse buys right by the checkout when you're checking out, or or what gets sales up, those are the last minute things that they're getting. So
Kayla?
I was just gonna say that last minute party was over $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's crazy.
Usually they're the ones who have their poop in a group because they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, but I'm going to do this now. I just had that too, where I had someone book a party and we started it 3 days later, over $800. My best one of that week. And I'm like, sweet tackies. They knew they had to get on it. I didn't even send her catalogs at all. She was a past host of mine, so she had hosted before, but she wasn't going to, and I knew she was tech savvy. She wasn't going to pass around a catalog. So I sent her the information that I typically put in my host packet via email. Or the Be a Consultant information, we have a great website with a link. So instead of sending her the brochure, I sent her the link. So we did it a little differently. My host packet was virtually, essentially. But I still try to include everything that I normally do.
Carrie, is there a file out there? Does anybody shared what they put in their host packet, like their host, I guess, their welcome pack, like their welcome sheet? I'm looking to make one, but I was wondering if anybody else has shared theirs so I could go off of it.
I think there's some out there. Directors, if any of you guys have a welcome sheet, I don't, because I put a sticky note that says, please call me, and I go over it. So there's on the virtual party packs, there's a sheet there on how to have a great party.
I have that where on the back it has the 40 people, and right?
That one's a little different. So that is a host folder packet thing, but there's a specific virtual party one out there. So I will try to see if I can't find the link and post that.
I have one that I use for in-home parties. And then I have just like a picture one that I use for virtual. So maybe we can all share what we use.
Yeah.
And this will be talked about even more on the host coaching call, but it doesn't hurt to throw some ideas out there.
Yeah, and maybe I'll create a post that says, hey, post, below either your host packet welcome letter. And then it can all be in the same spot.
Yeah.
Because they're going to read that. And then you're also, when I first did this, it was like reading a different language. Like I felt like I was reading Chinese. Understanding exactly what I was all in for. Now, as a host, if they don't, we know that they don't know what they're doing. We have to spell it out for them. So if they have something to read over, and then we also do the call and kind of explain the exact same stuff, that's going to be two touches on the same topics, and it's going to help them process and understand exactly what their expectations are to then furthermore have them have a more successful party, I feel like.
I know one of my director friends, she does a scavenger hunt in her letter where it spells out a word. So maybe she has it maybe where making magic. Okay, I'm just going to use that as an example. And so she might capitalize all those letters throughout, like an M, and capitalize it and put it in red and have them different ways that you can do a scavenger hunt throughout your letter too, to make sure they read the whole thing. And then they got a prize. Maybe they got a citrus peeler, which is $1.25 plus if you throw it on their host rewards, it's going to be way cheaper. But lots of different ways too to get them to make sure to read it. Okay, well, we are at 8:31. So I'm going to stop the recording here, and I will post the homework out there as well, along with different the different links as well. So, okay, I'm going to stop.